I don't accept or tolerate disrespect. That's why I give my respect first. Excuse me, bro. But when you disrespect me, man, it's game time.
You know, me and the Val did good, huh? You know, me and the Val did good, didn't we? Thank you, the Val. We did good.
She talking about thank you, the Val. Nigga, thank her, nigga. Oh, God. Oh, my mama.
I did that.
Mama, you better not be acting out. Bruh, she acting out right now, bruh. Y'all gonna get her in trouble, I swear to God. Hey, look. I swear to God, y'all gonna get her in trouble.
A son has now been arrested in connection to the death of his own mother.
Dozens of family members and loved ones have gathered here at this home in Stockton tonight to support one another through this tragic time.
At 47 years old, Latoya Scrivens was a devoted and hardworking mother who dedicated her entire life to raising her 3 children. In a neighborhood plagued by crime and violence, she often found herself navigating these challenges alone, doing whatever it took to give her kids a better life. Despite the overwhelming odds stacked against her, Latoya remained a pillar of strength, managing to raise 2 exceptional adults. Her youngest child flourished as a talented football player, and her oldest daughter moved to Las Vegas to begin her own family, finding success and independence. But then there was Jaquan, her 20-year-old son, the child Latoya fought the hardest for. You see, Jaquan had been shot in the head when he was 15, and ever since then, he was never the same. His path, unlike his siblings, was far more complicated. No matter how much love and sacrifice Latoya poured into him, trouble seemed to follow Jaquan everywhere he went, casting a long shadow over their relationship. His involvement with gangs and criminal activity created constant turmoil, placing an unrelenting strain on Latoya's heart. Still, she refused to give up on him, determined to keep fighting for his future, even as he faced legal troubles, including a stint in jail.
Everything, man. Free bands. I swear to God, free bands. You already know what time. You know what time it is, nigga. Free bands.
This nigga is crazy, yeah.
Free bands.
You gotta love your oldest son, though. You gotta love him. Then after that, we gonna go to this little old gym, and we gonna go bust down.
Bust down, stupid.
He loves his mom. It's so cute, and I love him too. So y'all know y'all better watch out. I got an older son. He act like he's my daddy too. He act like he's my man and everything.
Tragically, their bond would soon be tested in a way no one could have foreseen, leading to a heartbreaking and irreversible outcome that would leave everyone who knew them devastated. The grief from that loss reverberated through their community, leaving a permanent mark on the lives of those closest to them. On the morning of January 1st, New Year's Day, Stockton police received reports of a shooting in the 2400 block of Gareth Circle, located off East Hammer Lane. Responding to the scene, officers arrived to find an adult female who was unresponsive, sparking immediate concern and leading to a swift investigation.
A lot going on out here. There's a really heavy police presence, and exactly like you said, I'm on Gareth Circle right now, where police say they are investigating a possible shooting. I'm going to step out of the way and give you a little bit of a look at this scene. There's lots of police tape out here, and it is blocking all the surrounding areas of this specific spot we're in right now on Gareth Circle. Officers are out here, and they are saying that it appears as though an adult victim was transported to the hospital. As of right now, police say no one is in custody.
The victim was identified as 47-year-old Latoya Scrivens, who was rushed to a local hospital after being shot in the upper torso. Tragically, despite efforts to save her, she succumbed to her injuries. The shooting occurred in a neighborhood that was soon swarmed by law enforcement, with many residents left stunned and in disbelief at the violence that had erupted in their community. Authorities quickly identified the suspect as Latoya's own son, 20-year-old Jaquan Williams. He was arrested shortly after the incident and taken into custody for questioning, leaving friends, family, and the neighborhood grappling with the shocking tragedy. Witnesses say they were sitting in a car when an argument broke out. Instead of trying to talk things through, Jaquan chose to act in a way that no one expected. During the argument with his mother, he pulled out a gun and shot her. This version conflicts with the family's account of the incident, in which they claimed that Jaquan was in the backseat of the car playing around with the gun before it accidentally went off. He shot through the driver's seat, striking Latoya in her heart, at which time she jumped out of the vehicle and stated, "He shot me," before falling to the ground. Paramedics rushed to the scene in an attempt to save her, but tragically, it was too late. Latoya died, becoming Stockton's first homicide victim of 2025, a heartbreaking and horrific way to start the new year. It remains unclear if this is actually what occurred or if the family was simply trying to save face. A heartfelt vigil was held in memory of Latoya Scrivens, just outside the home, where her life was tragically cut short. The scene was one of both love and sorrow, with red and white balloons gently swaying from a white fence in front of the residence. On the ground, candles had been arranged to form the words, "Rest in peace, Toya," a poignant tribute to the woman who had meant so much to so many. At the center of the vigil were two framed photographs, one capturing a smiling Latoya and another showing her embracing her son in a warm and loving hug, symbolizing the close bond they shared. An hour before the first court appearance of the man accused in her death, some of Latoya's family members stood solemnly outside the home, gazing at the vigil while light rain fell steadily around them. Although the candles had long since burned out, the remnants of the memorial remained. Dozens of candles, a teddy bear, fresh flowers, and a large poster board adorned with heartfelt messages. In bold red writing, one message read, "I love you to the moon and back, Mom," while another read, "I miss you already, Auntie. I love you so, so much. Never forget about you." As raindrops fell on the poster, the ink began to smear, but the heartfelt words and photos of Latoya remained, their emotional impact unshaken by the weather.
Family here in Stockton tonight tells me that this is all just a tragic accident. You can see this memorial here behind me for Toya Scrivens, who passed away on New Year's Day. And in this picture, you can see Toya hugging her son, Jaquan, who family says accidentally shot and killed his mother. Small candles light the memorial Thursday night for Latoya Scrivens.
If you know Toya, that's Toya T. She was a proud grandparent, a proud mama.
While police are considering this a homicide, the department spokesperson says this is a unique case.
This appears to be a different circumstance. Like I said, it's kind of being considered a voluntary manslaughter. It doesn't seem to be like a murder per se as being investigated.
Family members and loved ones Thursday night say this all is a tragic accident.
Their bond was closer than ever. He would never purposely do something harmful to his mom. All of this was just a tragic accident.
Evelyn says her nephew Jaquan was himself shot in the head about 5 years ago. She says since that day, her sister Latoya has been by his side helping him heal. But she says he still struggles with mental health and brain injuries.
He don't understand what's really going on. I was talking to him last night, and he's saying, well, they saying this and they saying that. I don't know what that means.
Evelyn says she'll now be by her nephew's side through this difficult time and hopes the court system will understand the family struggles that led up to this heartbreaking incident.
It was not intentional. It was not a murder. Latoya was loved. Jaquan is loved. Latoya is still loved.
Just 2 days after her senseless and untimely death, Latoya's son appeared in court, visibly distraught. He sobbed as he faced the legal proceedings, and several others in the courtroom were so overcome with emotion that they had to leave. The arraignment of the accused, identified as Williams, was postponed until February 3rd, and he was appointed a public defender to represent him in the coming weeks. Though family members at the hearing declined to speak to the press, they took to social media to express their belief that the shooting was not intentional. They rallied behind the idea that Latoya and her son shared a deeply loving relationship, one that could never be reduced to the tragedy that unfolded. One relative commented on a post made by the Stockton Police Department about Williams' arrest, voicing concerns that the department had misrepresented the incident. The family member insisted that Williams loved his mother and that Latoya had loved him just as fiercely in return. In response, a spokesperson for the Stockton Police Department clarified the terminology used in their post. They explained that the label homicide does not imply intent, but simply means that one person's actions resulted in the death of another, whether accidental or not. 20-year-old Jaquan Williams was booked into the San Joaquin County Jail and is facing voluntary manslaughter and weapons charges. Stockton police said it was important to give the family time to mourn and grieve at this difficult time, but also allow the investigators to do their job.
Jaquan Williams appeared in court for the first time following charges of voluntary manslaughter and gun-related offenses following the death of his mother, Latoya Scrivens. On January 1st, officers responded to a report of a person shot. They arrived on scene and located Scrivens, who had suffered a gunshot wound and later died from her injuries. We have now learned that her son, Williams, is accused of shooting her. It was revealed today that the incident occurred inside a car last night during a vigil for Scrivens. Fox 40 spoke to family members who stated that this was all an accident and that Williams did not mean to kill his mother, also saying Williams struggled with mental health and brain injuries after being shot in the head 5 years ago. Family members were also in court today to support Williams as far as the motive or any other details into what led up to this shooting. Prosecutors say there is still a lot of work that needs to be done by investigators before we get to those answers.
The case is still pending investigation. There are interviews to be completed. At this point, the defendant is charged with voluntary manslaughter. But as I stated, the investigation is still pending.
At this time, no bail has been set. That is set to be reviewed at his later court date, which is scheduled to be on February 3rd. Investigators say they should have all interviews conducted by then and have a better understanding of the investigation.